Okay, hey, well,
Hey, Seb, how are you? We lost you.
I know, I'm back.
You ready for
Sorry
another
about
picture?
that. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Got it.
All right, we already went through your favorite animated film, and that was Fantasia. And let's
No, that was my
now let's
first.
go.
That was my first animated film, not my favorite
Oh,
animated film.
your first. Yeah,
Yep.
sorry about that.
Yep.
Now let's dive in to the big movies for 2023.
For our podcast, let's do it.
Yeah, let's start things off with the new Super Mario Brothers movie. I just got my tickets for the big day, and it comes out on April 5th.
Okay.
And Chris Pratt is playing the title role in this movie. So what do you think about this movie being adapted from the classic video games that we grew up playing for so long? Like, what are your thoughts on the movie?
You know, I was not a huge Super Mario Brothers fan, but I'm a fan of anything done well. So if they've done, like for instance, like the Lego movie was great. So if if they can, if the writing's there and the acting's there, then I'm going to be front and center. I can't wait to check it out. But I mean, again, talk about the Lego movie. Chris Pratt was great in the Lego movie. So the little bit of voiceover I've heard him do, he was very good at. But we'll see when the film comes out.
Yeah, it's like he's part of 2 franchises now.
Yeah. Well, then, and also Jurassic Park, so 3. And Guardians of the Galaxy, so 4. So he's part of basically every franchise that's out there.
Yeah. And next up, we have the new remake of The Little Mermaid, which is out in late May. And we had the trailer for it about 2 weeks ago during the Oscars. And in your own words, how different is a live-action remake than an original animated film?
Well, I mean, again, it's totally different things. I have not seen, full disclosure, not seen the trailer for the Little Mermaid movie. So I can tell you that the original animated movie is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. But that being said, I like, if the acting is there and the writing is there, then I'm all for them redoing something. I really am.
Oh, okay, I'm on the same page as you.
Perfect.
Next up, we have, how about the new Spider-Man movie? We have Across the Spider-Verse being a part of 2 movies back-to-back. The first one being released on June the 2nd, whilst Beyond the Spider-Verse will be released in March next year. What are your thoughts on the animation visuals used in the Miles Morales universe, including Into the Spider-Verse?
So the first Spider-Verse movie was arguably my favorite movie of that year. I thought it was so well done, so well acted. The music was incredible. It looked incredible. I loved everything about it. I can't wait to see more of that world. The world sucked me in right away, and I really can't wait to see more of it.
And the trailers, they show a lot of Spider people in that universe. Especially Spider-Man 2099, voiced by Oscar Isaac,
which is so cool. I think somebody once put up an animation of Spider-Man 2099 versus Terry McGinnis Batman to see who would win in a fight. Terry won, and I think it was so. Anytime you can kind of build a universe out like that, I'm all for it. So I can't wait. 'Cause it's very much like reading more comic books. So I'm a big fan of that.
And there's another movie that nearly has that same style of animation coming up in August, and that's the new TMNT movie, Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And Seth Rogen is starring and producing that movie. And this version, it's all animated and has an all-star cast. I mean, oh my gosh, the animation and the trailer, it looks so good.
Okay.
And in fact, there were many different versions of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What is it about these movies that make fans want to come back for more?
Great storytelling. That's the answer. When you've got characters like the Ninja Turtles that have been around forever, and I remember, was it 88 or 89 where they had the first live action Ninja Turtles came out, and I just kept watching it over and over and over again. So yeah, when you've got rich characters like that, people will want to follow them, and they want to see them in different versions. And they want to see different actors play them. And that's why, people come back. I'll be there. I can't wait to see it.
Me too. And let's take a break from that and ask you one question.
Of course.
What is your favorite all-time animated movie that you've watched?
My favorite all-time animated movie is probably the movie that really got me into animation, and that's Akira. which is
Akira.
one of the first really great anime films. But then you get into it's tough because I love then more of the Western animation too, where I'm a big fan of some of the Flashpoint Paradox and some of the kind of DC movies that have come out. I thought Return of the Joker, not to toot our own horn, was a pretty great animated movie. But then again, the first Toy Story is hugely important to me. Little Mermaid was hugely important to me. I loved Beauty and the Beast. And I loved Miyazaki films like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle were two movies that I really loved as well.
That's a long list.
It is. I just love animation. I'm a big animation fan. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
So am I. And I am also a fan of the Puss in Boots 2 movie. I couldn't stop watching it. I lost count of how many times I've watched it.
I haven't seen it.
But I did love the scene in this movie where a character named Burrito starts cursing in front of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And the studio, DreamWorks and Universal, they bleeped out the cuss words. And when I laughed instantly so hard, and I was like, at the end, did you kiss your mother with that mouth?
That's great. No, I haven't seen the Puss in Boots series. I'm going to have to go check those out.
Yeah, please do.
I will, definitely.
Sorry, my throat's tired after all this talking.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I know exactly what that feels like.
Yeah, but after all, this is our podcast together.
Right? This is our job.
Yeah.
This is our podcast. We got to keep talking for the fans. That's part of our job, right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, back to animation.
Yeah.
And we have the latest from Pixar coming out in June. It's called Elemental, which it comes out in June. And if you've seen the trailer, which you probably have, or maybe not.
Haven't seen this one.
It's basically like Inside Out, but with all the elements of the earth, like fire, cool. Water, and earth, and so on.
Oh, that sounds cool. I love Pixar stuff. One of the best movies I've seen in a while. It's a funny story because somebody told me, my friend Ryder told me to watch the movie Coco, which I decided to watch on a plane. And I was the guy bawling his eyes out by himself in a plane with everybody looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy? As I had tears streaming down my face watching Coco. So I love those kind of movies. But man, like the first 10 minutes of Up or Coco, they get me every time.
I don't blame you. Next up, we have the Five Fingers fifth installment of Indiana Jones coming out at the end of June.
Hang on 1 second. I don't mean to stop you, Seb, but I'm frozen here.
What?
Can you still see me?
I can still see you fine.
Okay, good. Because the face that I'm frozen with here is horrifying. So I'm glad that that's fine with you. Good. Yes, the fifth. Which one?
Dial of Destiny. They did 2 trailers. One, including in the Super Bowl. Harrison Ford is back, first time in 15 years. How excited are you for this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
5.
5?
Yeah, the last Crystal Skull movie was not my favorite thing in the world. So they're gonna have to work to get me back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kidding. It's Harrison Ford in an Indiana Jones movie, so I'm certainly gonna go check it out. But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of an attitude after what they did to me with Crystal Skull.
Okay. And finally on the list we have, if you're a fan of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
it's one of my favorite things of all time.
And we have the new Willy Wonka prequel coming out at Christmas time. Timothée Chalamet is playing the younger Wonka, and the movie was actually shot here in Bath. That's where I'm from. And do you think Timothée Chalamet is the perfect actor to play the younger version of Willy Wonka?
I think it's pretty great casting. First of all, let's be honest, Timothée Chalamet can act. He's very good at what he does. And again, it's such Willy Wonka is such a complex character that it lends itself to an actor that can bring that kind of depth to it. And I think he'll be perfect.
That's amazing. And anyways, that wraps up our podcast. And thank you, Will. Hope to see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you for the podcast.
Okay guys, if you like what you just seen, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on those notifications and check out my other videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.